What's up, YouTube? It's Jake. Legends never die, or neither will you if you know Jesus. Want to do a quick 700 subscriber contest for Sammy Thunder. He's actually a channel that was recommended to me by Don over at Don's Field of Dreams Cards, who made this awesome stand, by the way. What Sammy's doing for his contest is he wants you to show off your favorite player or favorite card of a hitter and a pitcher from the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, and then pre-war. So I picked out a few guys. Some are my favorites, some are just some of my favorite cards. Some I couldn't pick my favorite player because I don't have any cards of them from that era. But without further ado, I'm going to start with the 80s and go back in time. First up, I've got an 89 Topps John Smoltz rookie card because I'm a huge Braves fan, and Smoltzy is in the 3,000 strikeout club and was part of the greatest rotation of all time. Chop on. Go Braves. Next up, for my hitter of the 80s, it's the 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson, because Ricky loves Ricky, and so does Jake. The all-time stolen base leader and all-time runs scored leader, also a member of the 3,000 hit club. The Man of Steel is one of the coolest players I've met and one of my favorites. For the 70s, not my favorite card of him, but one in the 70s that I do like is 1970 Topps Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew holds a special place in my collection, not because he's a Hall of Famer or a 500 Home Run Club member, but he was one of my pa's, my dad's favorite players. I've talked about that a lot before. So I picked Killebrew as my hitter from the 70s. For pitcher, normally I don't go very homer on my channel, but I am for this one. Chop on, go Braves. Phil Niekro, may he rest in peace. One of the most underrated pitchers in baseball history. 300 game winner, 3,000 strikeout club member. And these 71 Black Beauties, that's my favorite set from the 1970s, is 71 Topps. If I would have, and I don't have the Killebrew yet, but if I did, I would have picked it for him too. So that's the 70s. For the 60s, another one of my favorite players and another one that holds a special place in my collection, also because he was one of my pa's favorite players, Brooks Robinson. 1960 Topps. That's actually my second favorite set of the decade. The design has really grown on me. I just really like it. And the horizontal cards are different. The pitcher from the 60s that I chose does come from my favorite set of the decade, and that is Gaylord Perry from 1967 Topps, who's also a 300-game winner, but I chose him because he is a fellow Tar Heel. He was born in North Carolina, one of the handful of Hall of Famers from the great Tar Heel state. From the 50s, again, I said I don't go homer very much, but this video I did. Does Warren Spahn have a bad card in the 1950s? Nope. Really, does Warren Spahn have a bad card at all? You could argue some of his later 61s are, and maybe you don't love the 48 Bowman, but his 50 stuff, incredible. This 51 Bowman Spahn is a great way to show off one of the greatest left-handed pitchers of all time, if not the greatest. So that's my pitcher of the 50s. My hitter, chop on, the true home run king, Hank Henry Aaron. His 54 Topps rookie card. And yes, it's his rookie, and yes, it's great. But there's something about these 50s Braves cards with the colors, the logos, the blue of the hat, the red bill with the green underbill just screams baseball. Don't believe me? Look up some cards of Sid Gordon in the 50s, Braves player, and tell me they're not beautiful, even though it's a no-name player. And finally, pre-war, I selected two cards from the 30s. This is where I just picked some of my favorite cards that I have because I don't have some of my favorite players necessarily from pre-war. I don't have any playing days Ty Cobb. I don't have any playing days Babe Ruth. Those are probably the two guys I would have chosen. or a playing days Walter Johnson. I really like the big train. But these are the guys I went with. First, from 1934 Gaudy, this is Lefty Grove. I chose this one because it's one of the only cards I have from 34 Gaudy, and I am left-handed, so I appreciate all the left-handed players. At some point in the future, I'm going to do a video on true lefties that I collect, meaning they both threw left-handed and pitched left-handed. There's some surprising names on there that are left out that a lot of people see as true lefties. So there's Lefty Grove, Hall of Famer, 300-game winner. And then my hitter, this card comes from 1933 Gaudy because it's a great set, classic set. But I chose this card of Hall of Famer Jim Bottomley because of the way he's wearing his hat. I mean, how fun is that in 1933? So if anybody says, oh, players were always very serious in baseball and, took it, were real professional about it, real serious. This is Jim Bottomley, almost 100 years ago. So I hope you guys enjoyed checking out my hitters and pitchers from all of those decades. Again, go check out Sammy Thunder if you haven't. Congrats to you, my friend, on 700 subs and many more. Until next time, guys, keep collecting. God bless.